Okay, so now we are starting with application of UAVs, application of unmanned aerial vehicles. So as we have seen what is UAV, so after that now we can see what are the applications available in the market. So there are so many are there. I will try to just summarize some applications with this lecture. So I'm telling you one by one the application of UAVs. So the major one is inspection and monitoring. You want to inspection at some area, okay, and some monitoring, like you want to see what is the structure of water, like what is the level of water, not structure, okay. What is the condition at near border area, what is the condition of particular field in the case of agriculture. So the multiple are there. So first is inspection and monitoring. Next is you can say survey and mapping. We can use drone for survey and mapping. Maybe you have heard about the civil engineers are using it for mapping the area or surveying the area. What is the size? What is the structure? It's somewhere upside, somewhere downside. This kind of all mapping we can do with the help of drone and survey and mapping. If you talk about India, so I think there are hundred of plus companies are there who are registered with drone for survey and mapping with the help of UAVs. Yeah, next is very useful. It's a precision agriculture. We are using this drone structure for agriculture. So like you can see, I think you already know about that. So we are using this drone for spraying the pesticide, spraying the water, or you can say monitoring the growth of drone. Like one project we are implementing in which we are taking the data set to uh, see the growth pattern. Is it like is it okay or is it not okay? Okay, so this we can also do inside precision agriculture. So like all the application we are coming, we are explaining in the detail, and then just telling you right now the names. So we can use for security, like for theft, all this thing we can use this drone for security purposes. For shipping and delivery, you know the perfect example of Amazon. Okay, search and rescue. You want to identify or search any person, maybe in some kind of in flood, like in flood, like maybe somebody is sinking, so we can identify where the person is stuck. Okay, maybe in tsunami. So all these scenario we can use drone for search and rescue. And you can say aerial imaging. We want to capture the aerial view at particular location or some nice sceneries. Entertainment purposes, wildlife monitoring. We want to monitor the animals in the forest. Weather forecasting, not exactly, but you can say it help us in weather forecasting. Science and research, perfect. Like people are using it for identifying the good applications with the help of drone. There are multiple applications there that we can do with the help of UAVs of different scenario you can use. So you can see I'm just telling you one by one multiple applications. So one is creating imagery from UAVs, like you can use to create a to construct a particular map or to construct a bigger picture at particular one area. So you can say drone is passing at some location. So it's clicking multiple pictures, one, second, third, fourth, and continuously and time. And after that, with the software, we can use to combine all these images to make a bigger picture. So you can see there may be some kind of river is there. So we can see the pattern of all the river where it is going. So the drone at particular location have clicked multiple picture. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. All these picture come. The next application of UAVs to maybe calculate the volume. Volume a quarry or gravel pit can better manage their inventory and stockpiles. The increase accuracy and efficiency. So like you can say maybe we can use some kind of uh, depth sensor or maybe some depth camera to calculate the distance of the depth of particular place. So you can see generally we are using LiDAR for all these purposes. So like the very good application in the market. You can use LiDAR with drone to calculate the volume or other parameter with some kind of pit. Next application of UAVs, basically we can use UAVs for identifying the some kind of places. So you can say country SS can utilize drone imagery to see if any structure have been built without documentation and proper permits. So okay, to generate more revenue via taxes. So you can suppose you can see this structure are made according to the rule or according to the document. Okay, but we can see this is the extra structure. They made it without the document, without the rule. So we can identify this kind of incident, this kind of cases. So we can ask them for the fine or taxes for this extra spaces that they have covered. This is also one application of UAVs. Okay, so you can see next application of UAVs. So you can we can see what are the buildings are there which is not in proper condition. So we can use to identify this kind of scenario also. So in future it is predicted that UAV will be used in emergency response such as post hurricane devastation, wildfires, tornadoes, and much more. This will allow organization the ability to better track damage or create response plans. So after seeing some incident, maybe hurricane or devastation or wildfire, we can see the condition of building, and with this building we can predict what is the life. So we can prepare all the responses before that. So before a major incident happen, we can stop it or we can cure it. We can stop the we can stop the loss with this application of UAV application. So like application airlines. So you can say this is one more scenario we can use in highways to track to monitor the traffic, and you can also track the accidents. If there any accident is there, what is the current scenario or where the jam is there. All these applications you can do with the help of drones. So you can say there's one application. Now we can use it for properly mapping the area, like what I've told you in the civil scenario. So we can see with this picture, so you can see this how this somewhere is downside, there is some kind of up, then again in the corner this is down one. So all these things you can track with the or all these things you can monitor with the help of this UAV with some kind of sensor that could be maybe LiDAR. Okay, this is the one more application, like we can just track is there any crack in dam, is there any crack in dam. We can also do this kind of application. We can see like what is the possibility of crack in a particular building. Drone. The next application is precision agriculture. So as I told you, like we want to increase the maximum growth and you want to remove the yield also, or you can say you want to maximum utilize the yield also from the waste. So all these things you can do with the help of, you can say in the starting you can also use some kind of satellite for capturing all the area. So we can just capture the different level for different values. So maybe we can identify what is the water content, what is the yield, what is the dryness. All these things can measure, and then we can use drone for particular assigned area to go and do particular task. So maybe you can say some spray water, spray pesticide. All these things you can define with drone inside, and we can control it from outside the field. So this is the just process we are telling, we are checking what is the condition of the field with the, maybe you can say with the help of remote sensing. Okay, then we can instruct our robot or our we can say drones to do different tasks according to the requirement of the field. This is all part of the precision agriculture. This is also an application of drone. In this video here, so you can say the next application is about inspection. So you can do some kind of inspection at particular building if anybody is going outside or like jumping the wall. Any kind of inspection you can do with the help of drone. So the drone can fly outside and on the whole location. So we can see if any intruder is coming inside or going outside. And we can for you we can also use for utility inspections. Like we can just see if any energy leakage is there or not in the pole. Energy leakage. You can also identify with the pole, like if any wire is break or any kind of scenario is there, we can identify with the help of drone. But if suppose a person is going in every pole, so it take too much time. It take too much resources also. Then we can also use for commercial real estate. Okay, like we want to uh, give a demo to a particular client, like how the building look like, what is the structure, what is the area. So all these things we can do with the help of drone. A drone can simply go at particular location, will just capture the photos and videos in the all views, maybe upside, downside, left side, right side. Everyone can just capture the video and can just send to the client, or we can also give a real-time demo. So whatever the demand of client, we can just show them at the time of meeting. Is it okay? Okay, then you can say again we can do for some kind of other inspections. So like we can just see is there any uh, issue in the maybe like any breakage or any crack. So we can identify with the inspection. I have also covered one kind of example in the previous one. So we can also use construction management. So like you can say our manager of construction management, they can just see the whole structure, okay, from sitting from somewhere else. They can just monitor what is the current stage and what is the growth and how they are going for that. How much time is take will take more, okay? How many floors they have constructed, how many persons are working. All these things we can do with the help of drone again. A similar example more for construction management, different scenario you can see. And like you can also do some kind of site survey. Like suppose some builder want to see the some site, what is the current stage, what is the nearby locality, what is the area. All these things we can do with the help of site survey. Environment monitoring, what is the condition of at particular location, what is the conditions, maybe what is the water content, what is the water level, how many trees, is there any polluted water or clean water, what is the occupancy, like what is the total number of people staying nearby, and is it polluted area or not. So all these things you can do with the help of. And like you can also see the progress photos, like what is the progress of particular constructions. So we can just on daily basis we can just set the drone at particular location to see the progress of construction or construction building. So like you can see there are different photos you can capture for. You can see like we can also take different stages. The same for the real estate showcasing. This is a view. You can say better. You can just plan it with this kind of structure. Yeah, this is one more view. Like we can use this drone for capturing the nice views, sceneries, all these things. Because like from this location, the person cannot capture the view. So we can send a drone go at particular location, then click some nice pictures. To work on these, so we have to buy one kind of drone. So in the market, there are multiple industries are there who are selling their drone and drone components. So you have just seen the famous one DJI for commercial drones. They are just selling a complete ready-made drone. And again, there are so many 3D robotics, Blade, GoPro, Trimble, Precision Hawk, Event 38, Aeromow, and Stancefly. So there are multiple are there in the market. According to requirement, you can just see you want to buy a complete drone, you want to buy a component from the particular company. Then you have to just focus on what is the right drone for your application. So basically application drive, application will tell you the purchase decision, what kind of drone you want to purchase or buy. So basically like you want to use for site survey, then different sensors and different weight is required. If you want to use for inspection, then different. If you want to use for precision, then bigger one is required. So according to application, you can define which drone is useful for your application. Similarly, you can see like you can define what kind of flight controller we have to use. So basically, people are using popular flight controllers. So maybe you can say Pixoc, maybe Pixoc Cube, DJI NASA. These are some are there who are most popular in the market right now, and what are platform you are using it. Okay, so simple. Spend twice as much time choosing the sensor package as you are for the bird. So if you are choosing good quality sensor and like precise sensor, then your flying time and flying quality will be increased. This is a basic concept before choosing the right drone. So the platform carry different type of sensors. So the platform are also like some flight controller and some hardware are not supported for all the sensors. So again, you have to choose the platform that can use all kind of sensors that required for your application. Okay, so like these are the challenges, issues are there. So you can say limitation in the size of study area, constraint the processing of large volume of data, and requirement of large scale processing and large storage space. So you can see these are small device. We are not talking big UAVs. These small UAVs, small drones are there. They have less battery, less computation power, less storage space. Suppose you are just sketching the videos and you want to process it real time, then you have to again put one kind of new processor. If you're putting big processor, big storage, then your weight is again making it heavy. And if your weight is heavy, then your flight time will be reduced. So you have to balance all the components. Like suppose you can see your you can see like multiple issues are there, maybe in the like what I told you in last slide. So you have to manage all the components at same time. Like it could be you have to manage flight time, you have to manage weight, you have to manage computation power, you have to manage like storage. So you cannot keep it anything too big, because if you are increasing any one thing, then simply the other thing will be reduced. Okay, so if you are increasing weight, then your flight time will reduce. If you are increasing flight time, then your weight should be less. All these things you have to manage. Okay, last one, like why it is important, why these drones are important. So basically utilizing drone for this manner is beneficial in multiple ways. So one main advantage is tremendous saving of time. Time will less, time used will be less, because suppose you want to capture this whole area, and if you are doing with a man, it will take loads of time, maybe like weeks of time. And if you are doing with drone, it will be finished easily in one day. So just a sensor can just map all the areas, what are the height, what are depth, all these things you can do with the help of single sensor and single drone, and if you're using with the persons, they will take multiple days with multiple persons. Okay, so that simply but used to take days to complete now takes hours. So this is the major advantage to use the drone. So that's why you can see there are so many applications of drone that can be used in the in this scenario. So I have just listed some are the applications. So there are so many are there. I'm not cover the completed one. Have they completed like the most important one? Okay. Thank you. I hope you like my lecture.